Imagine this. You look around your family and feel like you were accidentally dropped into the wrong house, the wrong bloodline, the wrong story. Their values do not feel like your values. The way they speak to each other feels harsh, shallow, or cruel. You feel everything deeply, you question everything naturally, and yet you are surrounded by people who seem addicted to drama, conflict, and emotional chaos. And somewhere in that confusion, a question begins to echo in your mind. If my soul is awakening, why was I born into a toxic family? This is where the philosophy of Alan Watts becomes a powerful lens. What's often said that life is the universe playing hide and seek with itself. From that view, your life is not a random punishment. It is a chosen performance, a particular scene in the great drama of existence. The question shifts from, why did this happen to me, to what is being asked of me through this? First, we must be clear about what we mean by a toxic family. It's one where patterns of emotional harm are normalized, constant criticism, gaslighting, manipulation, or emotional neglect. For a child who is naturally awake and sensitive, this feels like being trapped in a house where everyone else is asleep and dreaming of war. Alan Watts often spoke about how opposites define each other. You cannot know sound without silence or light without darkness. In the same way, an awakened soul often discovers its light by being born into darkness. The cruelty of a parent makes the warmth of kindness undeniable. One of the most mysterious roles in a toxic family is the figure of the black sheep. This is the person who cannot seem to fit no matter how hard they try. But from a deeper perspective, the black sheep is not a mistake in the pattern. The black sheep is the break in the pattern. Watts described karma not as a cosmic score system, but as a kind of psychological momentum. Patterns repeat until something interrupts them. Within a family line, trauma behaves like karma. The unhealed pain of your grandparents leaks into your parents, and their fear and shame spill into you. But an awakened soul, dropped into this stream of generational suffering, begins to see the river instead of just being pushed by its current. From this perspective, your soul did not choose a toxic family because you deserved it. It chose it because something in you was ready to interrupt the pattern. Maybe you lay awake at night, listening to arguments, and whispered to yourself, I will never be like this. These early inner vows are signs of a deeper awareness awakening. In a toxic family, you learn about boundaries by being violated. You learn about truth by being lied to. You learn about self-love because you were never taught how to love yourself. Children from toxic families often develop hyper-awareness. You learn to read the mood of the room the way others read weather forecasts. Unhealed, this becomes anxiety. But brought into awakening, the same sensitivity becomes intuition, empathy, and the ability to feel spiritual truth beyond words. Awakening begins when the strategy of control collapses. You realize, I cannot save them. I cannot fix this. This is a terrible moment and a holy one. The persona you built to survive, people pleaser, hero, savior, begins to crumble. Yet it is in that emptiness that your real self can finally step forward. Perhaps you built a secret world in your mind, an inner sanctuary. You were discovering a space inside you that your family could not poison or control. Ironically, the scapegoat is often the most psychologically and spiritually honest person in the system. Your very discomfort is a sign of your awakening. The hardest lesson is this: you are not responsible for dragging anyone else into the light. You are responsible for keeping your own inner light from being extinguished. Part of your soul's curriculum is learning that unconditional love does not mean unconditional access. You can love someone's soul and still say, I am not safe in this house, I must leave. Seeking therapy, establishing distance, or calling a helpline is not betrayal. It is self-preservation. It can be the first true act of love you ever direct toward yourself. Awakening introduces a third option, alchemist. You begin to transmute your pain into understanding, your hypervigilance into intuition, and your loneliness into empathy. Forgiveness begins when you say, that story is not mine. You stop auditioning for love in a theater that has already decided your role. Your wounds become compost for wisdom. Your scars become proof that you survived what was designed to silence you. Ultimately, the reason is simple, so that love, truth, and awareness can enter places where they have been absent for generations. You are the interruption of a very old spell. You are the moment the dream begins to question itself. You are the sky that finally remembers it is not the storm. Your family is the beginning of your story, not the definition of your destiny. The real movie, the one where you become who you truly are, begins now.